In South America, Peru, there lies a place or structure in a rock wall that is an enigma. The place that some have came to pray, and for some, to have never been seen again.
Hello everybody, my name is Jay from the Voyager TV, and this is Aramu Muru. In this episode, The Last Portal, I will be talking about this ancient megalithic structure, or the last portal on Earth.
This abandoned stone carving in Peru has an unknown function. Some say it used to be an Inca forfeiting to place the dead. The Incas have used these false doors or fittings for ritual purposes to send their deceased to the afterlife. The interesting part of this ritual is that most Incas, or humans in general, bury their dead. In the past, only the Inca royalty or religious figures were allowed to receive this treatment. But why even need to use a portal to send the dead to the afterlife? Where did these certain groups of Inca get the idea for this ritual? Were they copying the event from a much earlier or ancient occurrence? Or was it misunderstood for something else? The legend of this portal is the Incas say their gods have created this place to come and go from the world or reality. In the 16th century, the last ancient Inca priests that knew how to properly use this portal entered it to escape the Spanish conquistadors. The conquistadors were strong with the military power and had steel weapons and armor. They had desecrated everything that the Inca had once stood for. Most of the Incas tried to stay and fight, but a lot of them failed and had to escape. One of the priests took a small golden sun disk, entered it into the small circular engraving in the portal center, and left this world to have never been seen again. They say that the golden sun disk fell from the sky or the heavens above. Some say it came from the last ancient megalithic temple called the Coricancha Temple in Cusco, which still had its artifacts in place during antiquity. Where exactly did this priest go to? And how does this portal work by inserting a piece of gold onto a stone? This place is located in a desolate area far from any major city. The choice of location of the site is a mystery, as there are no known temples or any records of large ancient settlements here in the past. There must be more evidence or other fragments of history left behind in the surrounding area. I went and investigated the area behind the portal and found something interesting. On the left-hand side of this wall, I found some strange rock engravings. I took a photograph of this so I can examine it to see if it's a petroglyph or anything that'll tell me more about this mysterious place. I superimposed a layer over this photograph and traced over all of the marks on the rock wall so I can see all the engravings. There definitely seems to be something significant here. A humanoid being? A creature? Was this a real depiction of what they saw in the past? Or can this just be a picture of the Earth with events that may have occurred here in the ancient past? It may be our planet, the sun, the moon, and maybe something else that our ancestors saw above. Here is another photograph that I superimposed and then traced red lines over the photographs to see the markings better. What do you think this engraving or petroglyph is? We'll need to investigate for any modern events that has happened at this ancient place. In Peru, the locals and other people use this place as a ritual altar for the living. There's also a modern story about a man named Jerry Wills who has entered this portal. Let's watch a video regarding what people use it for and Jerry Wills' story.
While I'm not going to give you the 3 tones, I'm going to show you how this works. What you do is you come over here. This is the doorway. Down below are 2 places where you can put your knees. Come down like so, and bring the camera a little closer, and you'll see there's a place exactly here for your forehead. Put your hands like so, and even while I'm talking you can feel a vibration coming out of the stone. You get comfortable, put your head here, and you make the 3 tones. And while you're making the 3 tones, you'll feel as though, actually as you're making the first 2 of the tones, you'll start feeling as though you're in a dream. It feels like you're dreaming that you're falling. For people who are watching, it may look as though you're shimmering with some light, or simply that you just vanished. When you use the 3rd tone, that's when you feel a rush, and that rush seems to propel you directly through this somehow and into another place. It's essential that you have a clear idea where you want to arrive to. There are rumors here that there are children who have used this and older folks who have used this, and they've simply vanished and they've never been seen again. And that's why this place is called Puerta del Diablo, the doorway of the devil. The locals are afraid of this. They have no idea what it is or how it works. All they know is that usually in the middle of the night, someone is up here playing in this area or messing with this doorway. They may be sitting here as I am now and then just simply vanish in front of their friends' eyes, much in the same way as I did that night in 1998.
In 1998, Jerry Wills allegedly entered this portal using the 3 tones. Did he actually enter through this? Or is this just a story? Let's listen to his experience when he entered through the portal at Aramu Muru.
The whole intent of going there that late at night was to make all 3 tones to see what would happen. And I'm a little apprehensive, but I figured, I really doubt anything is going to happen. So I got up there, and the overwhelming sense of dizziness and falling occurred, but I fought my way through it, kept focused, and kept making the 3 tones over and over and over until finally it felt as though it sucked me forward and I was just falling. Now, this is the point where Kathy was watching, and she could tell you what she saw, and I'll ask her to do that in just a moment. I was moving through what seemed to be the cosmos at an extraordinarily rapid rate. So fast, it just is mind-boggling. And within a very short time, I was deposited into a room, at least it seemed like a room, a quite large arena sort of place, that was all white. I couldn't tell floors from wall to ceiling. It was like being suspended in a bubble of white. Although I could stand on the floor, I could tell I was standing on something. And trying to get my wits about me, because this just didn't even seem possible. Within a short time, there was a sound of a man talking as they were talking over an intercom system, and was apparently a bit surprised that I was there. Asked me who I was, and I told him. And he welcomed me, surprisingly enough. I asked him who he was, and he said, well, we're the ones who constructed the doorway. And then went on to explain to me how they had made these doorways, and they interconnect through some means to other places on our planet, on Earth, and also to other worlds out there in the cosmos. And it sounds just like Stargate, so I apologize for that. But that's what he said, that it's how this works, and that you make the tones, it turns on the energy by resonating the silica in the stone, and it interferes with the energy running through there naturally, which I presume is that it's on a ley line. It has a natural high potential when you interfere with the electrical characteristics that it sets something in motion, a bidirectional wormhole, perhaps, according to Dr. Michio Kaku, when I asked him about it. Well, and that sort of thing is possible, according to Kaku, so, who knows, maybe that's what's happening. Well, it seemed like I couldn't keep track of time. I wasn't sure how long I had been gone. And I became quite concerned because, after all, it was after 11 o'clock at night, quite cold at Lake Titicaca, quite dark, quite remote. Kathy and the others are there. Here I am, God knows where. And I want to go back. I've had enough of this crap. So I made it quite clear that I was frantic and very worried. I needed to get back, and I needed to do it now. And so the fellow guided me in the steps necessary, and the next thing you know, I'm traveling again, almost with just a flash. I'm traveling through the cosmos at an incredibly crazy speed. And there's a sound like a dozen tires losing their air while this is taking place. And I could breathe quite normally. Well, the next thing you know, I'm back, but I'm looking through the doorway as though it were clear, but I can't get through it. It's as though it were glass. So I rationalized I probably need to use the tones again, put my head against the wall, made the tones over and over and over, and finally it acquiesced and allowed me through. It released me. I was blown away, and I was scared out of my mind. This totally freaked me out. I had no idea that there was such a thing possible. So, after gathering myself and gathering my wits, Kathy and I and the others who had seen this, we migrated back to the bus waiting for us, and it took us back to our hotel. And I really didn't talk about this very much for quite some time. I did talk to Kathy about it, of course, but didn't really go into too much. It's such a fantastic story, but it happened to me, and I don't know how to validate it except say that, well, it happened. I don't know.
Where exactly did Jerry travel to? And most importantly, who did he talk to? The builders of this place only left behind the reliefs into the stone, or maybe only a footprint of what was once there. When taking a look at Aramu Muru entirely, we can actually see more to this than just the center cut or portal. We can see a relief on the stone wall outside of the square that surrounds the portal entrance. Let me highlight all of this for you to see. It has a strange and yet eerily familiar look or pattern to this. Do you think something might have been laid up against this? And what was it? While taking a closer look at the center cut on this rock wall, it has a very specific shape, off-centered with a slight slant to this pillared-shaped T-cut relief on this rock wall. Why did the builders create this shape? Was it for a specific reason, or just an artistic shape that was widely known back then? If we compare this type of shape to anything else that is ancient on this planet, we can find the slanted pillars of Göbekli Tepe, which is located on the other side of the world in modern-day Turkey. There have been many similarities between the ancient megalithic work here in Peru to places in Turkey, Baalbek City, and in the country of Egypt. Was this done on purpose? Was it made from the same idea? Or was it created from the same people? Fragments of history have always been carved into stone to depict our past. The builders wanted to tell us a piece of their history or their art through time. Rock wall reliefs, false doors, or a fitting for the dead. They have always depicted that this place was sacred and led to the realm of the gods, especially this place, Aramu Muru, being the last portal on this earth.